Hello from sunny Florida. So, something I've been thinking about lately. The first time that I kind of started to realize this was when I was watching a podcast, and I believe it was Joe Rogan and somebody else, and they were talking about, just working out, running, whatever, and talking about how, once you get started, if you want to get somewhere with it, it just never really ends. So really, that thought's kind of scary, and it can deter you from even getting started, I guess. In which I'm no poster child for following through all the time. I'm consistently inconsistent, but getting a little better all the time, I guess. But anyway, for whatever reason, that really just stuck with me, and I had no idea that it was gonna come back around and relate to what I'm doing with my music and what you may be doing with whatever you're chasing after professionally or personally or whatever. But I came to the realization recently, and when I realized that it plays into what I'm doing with music was at the end of our radio tour last week or the week before. And I realized that's 7 weeks that we put in that radio tour with rehearsals and all the shows, 130 something shows over 6.5 weeks. I realized that when we got done with that, it was just the beginning. I kept going back to that podcast and being like, well, shit, if all that work was just to get to the beginning, then it really doesn't ever end. So what am I supposed to do? Just lay down and quit? Now that the song's out of radio and the radio tour is over, can't do that. I mean, there's interviews to do, and podcasts to do, and all this stuff that comes afterward that's working towards the next goal, which is getting this song out in front of as many people as possible. And one way to do that is hope and pray that your song does well on radio. Have you ever seen the Matthew McConaughey acceptance speech, where somebody asked him who his hero was, and he had to think about it for a couple weeks, and he came back and he told him, my hero's me in 10 years. I think that's pretty cool. See, that right there even speaks to the fact that we're always just working towards the start of something else. Every day, every week, every year, every month, every year, we do something with a goal in mind. We get there, and it's like, is that it? So if you're trying to get in, like I'm running right now, if you're trying to get in better shape physically, and you get there, and then you go back to doing what you were doing before, you're just gonna go back to the way you was before. And it seems to make sense that only works with anything else too. But what I can say about all of it is that, once you start working and you start reaching those first goals, it's gonna feel good. It's not always gonna feel like you thought it would, but it's because you're so deep into it that you're just looking for the next one. You just want to meet that next goal, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just like going back to working out. When you first start, it's hard as hell. But if you do it repetitively, it gets a little easier every time. And when you start, you don't really know what you're doing. But the more you go in there, the more you put some miles on your feet, the more you go in the gym and lift some weights, you know, you start figuring it out. It's the same with chasing your dreams, with starting your business, with anything that you want to do in life. It's the same process. Everybody's like, I don't know how to get started. Just freaking start. There was a Steve Harvey video that I seen right before I started coming to Nashville that was really inspiring to me. And it was Steve Harvey. Just look up Steve Harvey jump on YouTube and you'll get what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta jump, man. And you'll figure it out. Guys, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Secret. Don't tell nobody. But I know that I've surrounded myself with good people and people that know what they're doing. And my only goal is to create music that I'm proud of and I think you guys will enjoy. And I let the people that have came into my life around me that are good at all the other stuff do what they do. And we're where we are right now. We started at the bottom, now we're in the middle. But you know, the top's in sight. All right.